Zane, you're here at Greco camp, and
Mm-hmm.
as a freestyle guy, being in a Greco camp, you want to update us. We saw you last at the Olympic trials, and is Greco going to be kind of your full movement for going forward?
Yeah, the best I can say is it's a pretty serious experiment. I don't know if it's going to be like, all right, the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years or whatever is going to be my whole Greco career, or maybe it's a season, and God, Lord willing, right? We'll see how long it goes. But right now, I'm bought into Greco. I think it's an amazing style. Uh, so yeah, right now I'm a Greco guy.
What made you decide to, go into Greco and really, go forward with it?
Brian Medlin made a very convincing argument of why not, and so I listened to it. Whether that's good or bad, I think the opportunity is really awesome. It's really unique. Right now, I'm full time staff with FCA out in Illinois, and one thing I've noticed with the freestyle team success is they have guys like Jose Campo, Kyle Snyder, Jordan Burroughs, all these really you can go up and down the lineup, right? The world team members, national team members, they're all faithful, and Jim Grimwald did a good job with that, but he's not here all the time. And I think that kind of presence in Greco, if I'm an FCA staff guy, is excellent. I think that can lead to some serious success. And so that, in part with the fact that I'm crazy and I love wrestling, just made sense for the time. So, like I said, it wasn't a hard argument to convince me to do it, but I think there's some really cool, unique crossover with my current life situation that makes this a really amazing opportunity.
How long have you been really training Greco? Is this kind of like the first big opportunity? Have you always, even as a kid, did you even try Greco as a kid? And
Yeah, I wrestled Greco, cadets and juniors. I was a little more serious in Greco, I think, when I was younger, but it was a completely different system. It was the 2 out of 3 periods. I've always cross-trained it because I think it's an excellent skill for freestylers. Once a month at minimum, do some sort of Greco training, because you learn so much to counter your own style and to grow. But I've always loved wrestling, period. So if there's a wrestling mat or if there's beach wrestling or something, I probably want to be a part of it for the rest of my life. Greco just seems like another really cool opportunity for that.
Now transitioning into Greco, what can you take from freestyle and really implement as you transition and, try out Greco and see if it really works for you?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of crossover. Arm drags, underhooks, 2-on-1s, those are all the same skills. You got to adapt them totally, and there's a learning curve with that for sure, where you've built years of a reaction for certain techniques, and now your body has to react a different way. So it takes a lot of time. There's a ton of good guys here to not just give me looks, but for them to essentially beat up on me to help me grow. So I think it makes sense. It's all wrestling. And I think the big thing just from freestyle, again, seeing the team, there's a big faith component, and there's a big just all-in seriousness lifestyle of I'm doing this, and it's not just I'm doing this sport, and it's one of the things I do is no, this is really my lifestyle of being a wrestler. And I think that component, there's Greco guys who do that too. I'm not saying that they don't, but I think that is a big advantage, at least from the success from the freestyle team. And I'd be shocked if Greco didn't start having a lot of success here too. These guys are training really hard. So.
And now, let's reflect on, your 2024 kind of year.
Mm-hmm.
How would you assess kind of the year that you had last year?
2024, it was good. I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't be ashamed of it. I don't think I wrestled up to my full potential all the time, but I definitely tried my hardest, gave it my best effort. So, and I'm a tough grader on myself, so I'd be B-, type of thing. Yeah, I was content, not complacent, but content with how I performed in freestyle. Obviously, you always want more. And, again, the transition to Greco more, I think, is just a unique opportunity with all of the chess pieces that are set up in my life right now where it actually makes sense. I wouldn't recommend this for every single freestyle guy. If you've never wrestled Greco and you're 28 years old or whatever, I would not transition. But if you are, if you've done it when you're a kid and you really liked it, and you have a lot of those skills built up, yeah, test yourself a little bit, and you'll see a ton of transition and crossover from freestyle to Greco and Greco back over. So it's a really cool thing, and I'm really thankful to God that I'm here and that I get to do, a camp like this.
Speak of the camp, how's it going for you? And kind of that transition, like you were saying. How's it going for you doing Greco full time?
Yeah, I think physically it's a different beast. There's muscles that are getting tired where I'm like, I didn't know I had to use that part of my leg as much. Where freestyle, there's different parts of your body that get tired. So there's a little bit of a learning curve, or just not learning, but growth curve with the physical nature of it and some of the techniques of how much you have to build strength and endurance in. So that's pushing me in a good way. And it's a different type of training too. I think freestyle, we really ramp a little bit more for like not one moment, but a lot of like really skill intensive explosions. Greco has a lot of skill, but a lot of it is like, you're going to fist fight to this position. And then when you get there, like you got to let it rip because that might be your only chance.
And finally, what's coming up for you? What's your first competition? I think.
Well, I'm getting married in March, so I guess that's a competition in and of itself. I'm joking. My fiance don't get mad at me for saying that. But in all seriousness, probably the Open. I think just with the things I want to do in ministry right now, there's not a ton of opportunity to get overseas. But if you want to come train Greco, I know Illinois is a great place to train. I'll be there. Our doors will be open. Just give us a call, and we'd love to have you and set up a training camp.